I know when you first clicked on this video, you thought to yourself, Eminem versus who? No, you aren't being pranked. This actually happened. Eminem and the Michael Jackson had a beef until Michael's unfortunate passing. Now, before we get into this wild beef, don't leave a sister hanging. Go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button so we can get into it. Michael Jackson was a legendary American singer, songwriter, and dancer, born on August 29, 1958. He rose to fame as a child with the Jackson 5 and later became the king of pop with his solo career. His album Thriller in 1982 is one of the best-selling albums ever, featuring iconic hits like Billie Jean and Beat It. He revolutionized music videos and dance styles, but also faced controversies including legal issues and allegations involving children. Jackson passed away on June 25, 2009, leaving a lasting impact on music and pop culture. Eminem, born Marshall Bruce Mathers III, was born on October 17, 1972. He's an influential American rapper, songwriter, and record producer. Rising from a troubled upbringing in Detroit, Michigan, he gained widespread recognition with his alter ego, Slim Shady, and his album, The Slim Shady LP, in 1999. His lyrics often delve into personal struggles, controversial themes, and social issues. Eminem's unique storytelling ability, rapid-fire delivery, and emotional depth set him apart. He's known for hits like Stan, Lose Yourself, and Without Me. Despite battles with addiction and personal challenges, Eminem remains a prominent figure in hip-hop and pop culture. In November 2002, Michael Jackson stayed at a Berlin hotel, drawing a daily crowd of fans eager to catch a glimpse of the iconic pop sensation. During one of the visits, Michael decided to present his son to his fans. Holding the 9-month-old baby wrapped with one arm, he briefly dangled him over the hotel balcony railing for a split second before promptly bringing him back inside. Once this footage spread like wildfire, you know what? Broke looks. Michael faced so much backlash and criticism over the incident that later that evening he issued an apology via his lawyer saying, "Terrible mistake. I offer no excuses for what happened. I got caught up in the excitement of the moment. I would never intentionally endanger the lives of my children." Shortly after this incident, Michael did an interview addressing some of the criticism and backlash.
Have you been hearing about what people have been saying?
That's totally ignorant. I would never do that to my children or any child. Try to kill them? Come on, stupid. And why would I put a scarf over the baby's face if I was trying to throw him off the balcony? We were waving to thousands of fans down below, and they were chanting they wanted to see my child. So I was kind enough to let them see. I was doing something out of innocence.
Seven months later, in June 2003, Eminem went on his global tour titled the Anger Management Tour. At this point, the tour had reached the UK leg, and Eminem found himself in Glasgow, Scotland, with a large crowd of fans gathered around his hotel. In a playful manner, Eminem chose to adopt the clownish persona, mirroring Michael Jackson's memorable act involving his son Blanket. However, instead of a real baby, Eminem used a prop baby, imitating the balcony dangle over the crowd incident. Later that year, a warrant was issued for Michael Jackson's arrest in connection with allegations involving children. Surrendering himself, he initiated a legal fight to prove his innocence against these claims. Seeing that Michael didn't respond to Eminem's attention-seeking actions the first time, Eminem decided to escalate the situation. In September 2004, Eminem released a song titled Just Lose It that has some not so nice lyrics in them. The first verse starts with the words, "Come here little kitties, on my lap, guess who's back with a brand new rap? And I don't mean rap as in a new case of child bleep accusation. No worries, Papa's got a brand new bag of toys. What else could I possibly do to make noise? I done touched on everything but little boys. That's not a stab at Michael, that's just a metaphor. I'm just psycho. Later in October of the same year, he released the official music video for the song. In this video, he engaged in parody and imitation of notable celebrities including Michael Jackson, Madonna, Pee Wee Herman, and MC Hammer. While Eminem playfully mocked various celebrities in the song, his most pointed out actions were directed at Michael. The song's lyrics weren't the only source of humor. The music video itself featured comical scenes. Eminem teased Michael's nose mishap, parodied the infamous Pepsi commercial where Michael's hair caught fire, and took a more serious tone by addressing his legal issues involving allegations of inappropriate conduct with children, which was perhaps the most contentious aspect of the video. Now, Eminem finally got the attention he was seeking, because a week later, Michael called in on the Steve Harvey's morning show and said, "I've admired Eminem as an artist and was shocked by this. The video was inappropriate and disrespectful to me, my children, my family, and the community at large. I am very angry at Eminem's depiction of me in his video. I feel that it is outrageous and disrespectful. It is one thing to spoof, but it is another to be demeaning and insensitive." In another interview, he said, "I've never met Mr. Eminem. I've always admired him, and to have him do something like that has been pretty painful." Now, baby, Michael was not letting this go. He went as far as trying to get Eminem's video removed from platforms like BET, VH1, and MTV, but the only platform to cooperate with him was BET, and they refrained from airing the video. Michael even went as far as announcing that he was going to sue Eminem due to the content of the music video, but he never followed through with his threats. Now, let me tell you, Michael has some very dedicated fans, because what they did was rally against Eminem's videos being available on music video platforms, even staging protests outside of MTV's TRL. Upon learning about his fans' demonstrations outside of TRL, Michael personally called in to express his gratitude for their efforts.
They have on the telephone right now a surprise caller in this first live interview on network television, at least a year as far as I know. I believe Michael Jackson is there. Are you there, Michael?
How are you, Geraldo? Hello?
Okay, buddy, let me ask you, how do you feel, Michael, about the continuing support you've gotten from your fans despite all you've gone through?
Well, Geraldo, it's because of my fans that I'm calling you today. I mean, I feel they're the best fans in the world, and I decided, rather than have anyone else speak for me, that I would do it myself, you know. And I want to thank my fans for their strong support over the years. They could have been anywhere today, you know, and they chose to be in New York on Times Square. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. They have written thousands and thousands of letters and have made hundreds of calls regarding the Eminem video. And I love them so, so much. In London, over 4,000 people showed up on my behalf. And I want to thank Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, Minister Farrakhan, The Source, Steve Harvey, Bob Johnson and BET, Kathy Hughes and Radio 1, and all the many others who have supported me. And Geraldo, I want to also thank you for your friendship and everything, all the wonderful things you've been doing. Thank you so, so much. And I made my feelings clear about the Eminem video. I think that it's demeaning and disrespectful, but I also want to make it clear that it's not just about Michael Jackson, but a pattern of disrespect that he has shown to our community. He needs to stop it, and he needs to stop it now.
I commend Michael's fans for supporting him and trying to get the video removed, because quite honestly, it was disrespectful. However, the TRL protest failed to gain traction as Eminem's team argued that it infringed upon his freedom of speech. They extended the argument by drawing a comparison to Nelly's tip drill video, which objectified women and pointed out that Just Lose It was allowed as it didn't belittle anyone. When Eminem eventually released his album Encore, he went on a series of interviews to elaborate on his reasons for referencing Michael Jackson.
Yo, Just Lose It. Upset Michael Jackson. Now, reading the Rolling Stone article, you're a fan of Michael Jackson. You've always been a fan of him. So if there was one thing you could say right now to him, what would it be? Because I know that wasn't an intentional thing that Slim Shady did.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional, but I'm just happy that Michael Jackson has heard of me. Like, it was completely meant to be all in jest, as with the MC Hammer, the Madonna, the Pee Wee Herman,
Right.
You know, as with all of my videos, you know, most of them.
Fun.
You know, fun.
Several months down the line, Michael participated in an interview with Fox News' Geraldo Rivera to voice his apprehensions regarding Eminem's behavior.
That you should. Why not?
Speak about what?
About Eminem and this disrespect that he showed you. Stevie Wonder said that he was piling on and how really rude it was for someone who made his money from the community, as Eminem has, to now diss the community in a sense, and a racist, and I've said it, very bold-faced, bigoted kind of presentation. Tell us how that hurt you and how you're feeling about it now.
I've never met Mr. Eminem, and to have him, I've always admired him, and to have him do something like that was pretty painful as an artist to another artist. And it's sad because, well, I think what Stevie Wonder said is true. And I just don't want to say too much more than that. But he should be ashamed of himself, what he's doing. Stevie said he's bull***, is what he said.
Stevie did, and
he used the word.
He is bull***.
That's what he said. I mean.
Following this Fox News interview, the tensions between the two seemed to ease down. Eminem occasionally took jabs at Michael, but nothing really escalated beyond that.
Detroit.
What's up, Will H?
Hey, I'm a big fan and a new father. Can you give me 5 rules on how to be a good father?
Don't beat your kids. Don't cover them with blankets. Don't put masks on them. Teach them English and sign language. Teach them to be bilingual. And teach them how to love one another.
As time progressed, the two individuals ceased addressing each other publicly. Eminem faced personal hardships, including the loss of his best friend Proof and his ongoing struggles with drug addiction. Years passed and things died down, but if you thought Michael was done with Eminem, guess again. In 2007, Michael's company Sony ATV purchased the publishing company Famous Music for $370 million, meaning that Michael Jackson actually owned Eminem's entire back catalog. A side note, Michael Jackson is very petty to spend $370 million on Eminem's back catalog. Do you know how rich you have to be to casually spend $370 million on someone's music catalog just because? Now, I do want to note that he didn't own Eminem's entire catalog. He just owned some of Eminem's biggest hits, such as The Real Slim Shady, Without Me, and of course, the song Just Lose It, the one that he insulted Michael on. In 2009, both artists were gearing up for comebacks. Eminem launched his album Relapse, while Michael was gearing up for his world tour titled This Is It. Tragically, Michael never got to perform any of the shows on his tour due to his passing that year. In the aftermath of Jackson's demise, Eminem granted an interview to Complex magazine to discuss the events. Although it has been well over a decade since the King of Pop's passing, he remains a household name. There has been a plethora of tributes throughout the years honoring his unique and groundbreaking contributions to music. Although the most recent tribute was canceled by the AMAs in November of 2022, the ongoing remembrance of Michael Jackson is proof that his legacy continues to live on. In January of 2020, Eminem released his 11th studio album, a surprise album titled Music to Be Murdered By. It debuted at #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 200 chart, making him the first artist to have 10 consecutive albums to debut at #1 in the United States. Present day, Eminem lives a fairly quiet life spent mostly outside of social media. Although we are not sure of what will come next for the superstar, he did recently stun fans on July 29, 2023, as he walked out boxing champion Terrence Crawford to his hit song, Lose Yourself. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this entire situation? Did you know about this back and forth between Michael and Eminem? Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.